Hey there, and welcome to the Second Lunch Podcast. This is episode 27, I think.
Yep.
Carlos Gomez, Brandon Jacobs. That's all I got. I can only think of two. 27 is not a great number. Anyway, we're back. We have a very special guest. Ponch is with us. He is you're originally from California, correct?
Yeah, I'm from LA originally.
Okay, you're in Seattle now. How long you been in Seattle?
Oh, I've been here like 8 years.
Oh, nice.
What do you think?
I love Seattle. Seattle's cool, man. It's way nicer than LA. LA is a shithole.
Oh, we can agree on that.
Yeah.
If I could send any city into the ocean, that is...
Yeah, it's going to be there soon. So you don't have to work hard there. But yeah.
Just keep warming the globe and we'll get there. We're just going to jump right into Tinderella questions. So these are questions we just start out the episode with. Originally, this was like a way for the listeners to get to know us, like questions you might ask on the first date. This is craziness now. These are never questions we would ask on a date. But unless you're
like,
trying to bomb.
I suppose this is our first date question for today. Why do people think swallowing is hot?
Why do people think swallowing is hot? Because at that point, you're already done. It doesn't matter what's happening after that. I'm already into the shame portion of the after party. I don't care what you do after I've finished. That is your problem.
Oh, your forehead's weird. I'm not even...
You're coming back to reality.
Yeah, if I already came and you want to swallow it, I'm going to feel a little worse probably.
Is there something about, like, who wants to swallow my seed? Where it's like, this is demeaning for all of us, I think. It's
I don't get why people get offended when somebody spits it out. Like, of course you would spit it. It's cum. It tastes like bleach, apparently.
nice back pedal.
So
of course you spit it out.
I don't know. I think there's something like, it's like eating somebody. I don't know. It's like a serial killer type thing of like, I'm inside of you now. You know what
Dahmer
I mean?
loves swallowing is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like a little piece of me is in there.
Okay. You've been quiet, Cole.
No, I mean I don't know how to follow up. There's a piece of me inside of you. That's strong verbiage.
Oh, well, to be fair, it's more than one piece. It's a lot of pieces.
A milligram over there.
Yeah.
Gonna digest you. That's even more right there intimate. To digest somebody is like the most intimate I think you can be with somebody, right?
Well, now you're making this kind of romantic.
We need to see if there's any like unsolved cannibalism crimes around here, because I think we might have the guy.
Little did I know how much romance there were in those Monsters of Cock videos.
Monsters of Cock is so romantic.
Yeah, that's also one of those old-timey porn sites that's like, the Bang Bus or something. A simpler time.
They never swallow in porn. It always ends up on somebody's face or boobs.
Well, yeah, because swallowing doesn't, you're going for a visual,
Well,
right?
if it's so hot, wouldn't it be in porn?
That's a fair point, but I'm saying you need the visual, for the people at home. There's a difference for the participant.
Here's the proof.
Yeah.
He came.
That makes sense. Yeah, because if you just go directly from like to the mouth and you don't see like the cum like drizzle out or anything, I feel like you can say it's just movie magic. It's like, I didn't even see it the whole time, So
She better gargle,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
I'm calling bullshit.
That was CGI. All right, let's transition to the next question. What's the most underrated color?
Ooh. I was thinking about this. There's a bunch of overrated colors.
Well, what's overrated then?
Red.
Yeah? Why'd we go with the red koozies? What's the...
Well, I don't know. It's just the color of our show. Okay. If it's so overrated, you'd think there's a lot of people that like it. It's identifiable. But yeah, like blue, that's a good fit. That's a good color to like.
I think
Green.
blue is played out the most.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I feel like it's definitely like the color that like boys all of a sudden, like attach themselves
We all got
to.
together.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I do
girls don't
fucking
really,
like blue.
exactly. Like girls don't care about colors, but boys are like, no, blue is going to be my thing.
That was the color of my blanket when I was a baby, and I will stick by it forever.
Very loyal, yeah, very like sports team. It was the jersey I got when I was little, and I got to suffer being a shitty ass,
Oh, yeah. I've got a powder blue Oilers jersey, and powder blue is my favorite color. I think orange. I think orange is an underrated color.
Oh, that's a good one.
It pops, man.
Yeah, that's
it's
a
just
good one.
You see something that like you don't want your house to be orange, or like a wall. Maybe not even your car, but I don't know. Like I saw an orange guitar and I was like, "Ooh, that looks fucking cool." You know what I mean? I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
well, that's
orange-
something you want to be, a little flashier than your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've always been. This is mostly for sports jerseys. There should be more pink out there because
Agreed.
if you're on the football field and you just get destroyed by Warren Sapp.
In a pink jersey.
Yeah, and also now it's not even weird because with like the breast cancer awareness month stuff, like
yeah.
I see pink on the field all the time. See pink bats, so
It's very empowering
Give me-
now.
yeah, give me a black and pink jersy somewhere.
It better
for
be
somebody to
fucking
just-
hot pink.
Yeah, for sure.
You
Yeah,
know how
don't go
fire
tame.
engine red? However pink, whatever the
Can't dip your
equivalent
toe
there.
in on pink.
Yeah.
Those Miami Knights jerseys now, I think.
Oh
they're-
yeah, shit. That's actually that's a very
They've got
good point.
Very, very pink. Very hot pink.
Yeah, Messi's wearing pink now. I know you
Yeah.
don't like. I know you don't like soccer.
I mean, soccer's fine. I feel like I like it in the World Cup. I'm Mexican, so I feel like I have a little bit more of an investment because I could choose the U.S. and Mexico, but they both suck now, so it's like I don't even care. I just hate the whole like we're gonna tie or I need 16 goals just to like qualify to the next round.
Yeah.
Too much math for me. I'm like, just
You just want winner to move
yeah, just
on.
win or don't win. Like, stop counting goals and watching other teams play that have nothing to do with you.
right.
But yeah, in soccer, sorry, but soccer. Also, like, stop calling it football. That's another thing I have an issue with. Like, because football is English, but why does every other country that doesn't speak English call
Okay.
it football?
Well, think about the sport.
hmm
There's a foot.
I get that,
Also, there's a ball.
but like in
that's
Spanish,
pretty much it.
But in Spanish, then they should call it like balompié or something, which is
Right.
the actual translation of football.
Balloon pie.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
What
it's
is-
like, why do you? It's like I don't know. It's just like a bastardized way to say.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
To say the actual.
Everybody
word.
says the same word no matter what. The
Yeah,
language.
exactly.
Okay.
Like,
I
there's no
think-
translation.
I think what it was is that it was like England's sport to export to everybody, and they called it football, and then they
No, yeah, it makes
spread
sense.
it all over the world to countries that would then beat them later on. This is pretty fucking sweet.
Oh, England.
But I don't actually know if that's the history on it. I just always kind of assumed, oh yeah, they came over, called it football, and then learned how to lose to whoever they were subjugating. All right, this is a great fat guy topic. Do you get stressed out when people eat shared foods at a faster pace than you? Ponch, we'll start with you on this.
Ooh, I don't get stressed out when they eat it at a faster pace than me. I get stressed out if I go too fast. Because then you're the fat guy just eating everybody's food that you're supposed to share.
Right.
Then I do the fat girl move where I just pinch it a little bit and I eat it. It's like we all know you want to just shove it in your face. But you're just like, but you're just like a little pinching it off the side. Yeah.
It's like that Farley sketch in Saturday Night Live where he's sitting with his skinny friends.
Right.
And they have fries. These are good. Can I have some? He's already like 10 in.
Yeah. Save some for the rest of us.
Yeah, for me, I get stressed out when I already know I'm the fat guy. I was at a Katie's work barbecue. That's what Katie's my wife. And it was catered by this barbecue place. And nobody wanted to be the first person to do it. And I could feel people looking at me. I'm like, for starters, this is not my work barbecue. I belong to somebody else here. I can't be the first one to dive in. And eventually, her boss was like, Chris, why don't you have some? And I finally was like, because
now I've been put on the spot.
yeah, I'm the fattest person here, and I don't work for you. Like, find your fattest person that works
Was
for
this
you.
like a medical
Yeah.
thing where they're like, they know how bad barbecue is for them, and they're like, send Chris in,
I thought you were going to say it's a medical thing. They're worried about my blood sugar. He's been in the sun for too long. That sweaty man needs some meat.
Yeah.
But what stresses me out, it stressed me out as a kid, we would always have a Tombstone pizza, like, not always, a couple days a week. My mom would just make one for lunch and put it on the table and leave us be. But there's 3 of us. Right. And my brother, I guess his mouth just could not be burned by anything. Like, as soon as it was out of the oven, he started. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta burn my tongue. Like, how hungry am I? I'm so hungry that I'm okay with my tongue burning through this first piece so I can get a second.
So we know with 3 kids, you got 8 slices, so there's a 3-3-2,
Oh, yeah.
which is kind of like means that you just have to be not the slowest one running from the bear.
Yeah,
You
Richard
just have to be, the second.
There's
one
no
to get the
rules.
3.
Karen's in the other room on the phone talking about God knows what. Richard was good for 4 always.
Okay, so
So then it's me and Katie splitting it, and I'm like, well, I know I want 3. You're a girl, so you only get
Katie
1.
gets 1.
Yeah, not equitable at all. But same in my family. Growing up, I had sisters, but same thing. Like, nobody saved their food. Like,
Right.
people were like, I was saving this. Like, I don't care. Like, you were saving it. It's like we would literally eat leftovers in the car on the way home just so they wouldn't eat it later. I'm like, no, you're not gonna eat this. I'm like, you're just full eating leftovers already.
Well, Katie was also the oldest, so she like knew how to make mac and cheese. So she only got one. She could fend for herself after that.
She had to. Yeah.
That's why she learned. So she picked up the skill. I was just a little boy fending for myself.
Yeah, doesn't Shane also have the lava mouth for?
God damn it! Yeah,
You get like you make 40 pizza rolls, and you're like, I better fucking.
Yeah, you have to have a conversation beforehand. Like, hey, it is 2020,
right?
Okay,
Because
it's
you're
25 to 15. You're
gonna get
smaller than me.
You're gonna lose 26-14 if you're not. You're not being careful.
If we don't have any rules.
Okay, is there any allergy worse to have than a peanut allergy? Chris, we'll start with you.
I think that has to be it. I can't think of a worse one. I think peanuts has to be it because it's like such a sensitive one that like even peanut dust or something, like you can just be near it and you just fucking swell up. Also, peanuts are in fucking everything.
Yeah.
Also, it's such a bitch allergy.
Yeah, it's like a lame allergy.
Have you ever met a guy? Have you ever met a guy with a peanut allergy? I remember I had this kid in my Boy Scout troop who was just allergic to fucking everything. I don't know if you've ever known one of those people, but he was allergic to everything. And I remember thinking, like, just let him die. What kind of life is this? You don't want to keep going on like this forever. This is horrible.
You can work your way around peanuts, but when you throw all this other stuff in, it gets tough. The only thing I can't think of a worse food allergy to have. I think that there are some other weird, like a latex allergy where it's like,
this kid was
what
also,
sort of weird stuff? Like,
yeah.
is there like a steering wheel that's going to make me fucking break out knives?
This kid was also allergic to dust. Can you imagine the work his parents must have had to put? They had to dust every day.
That sounds like Munchausen syndrome or something. Your parents are telling you you're fucking
Munchausen by proxy.
By proxy, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, where your mom's just like, you're sick and keeps giving you NyQuil.
Mom's like, you're allergic to dust, Dad. You better get fucking dusted. She's just trying to get Dad to do chores. I think he's allergic to dirty dishes too. So you better.
Yeah, right. But shit, I got off the original question here.
Yeah, what was the question?
It's
worse than peanuts.
Oh yeah,
is there
worse
anything?
allergy to have than peanuts.
Because you're fucked on Thai food, right? You're fucked on a good amount of Chinese food for sure.
Indian food probably's gone too.
Right. Yeah, you're losing a lot of cuisine out of the gates. I also remember I used to go, with a larger group trick-or-treating. Now I just go by myself. But but one kid in the group had a peanut allergy, so we'd always have to trade with Ben.
Oh, like, that's such a good trade.
Oh, it's great for us, but I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
This guy's losing out on all the
He's
Reese's cups.
And Musketeers for a
That's
Snickers.
my favorite too. Yeah, peanut butter cups are my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, I'll trade Starburst for peanut butter cups.
If any candy was a person, who would you want to fuck the most?
Oh, if any person was a candy, I would say probably a Snickers. Because those things are ripped. You see how like shredded they are on top? Right? Like those veins on the top of that thing are like visible for sure. That'll be a good time right there, I think.
That is a rippling cock of a candy bar right there.
Oh.
Much more creative answer than the green M&M right there.
Yeah.
Did you have one, Chris?
Well, yeah, I mean, only because I've seen the green M&M look pretty fucking foxy.
She was hot.
She was. It was pretty hot. Pretty hot. I don't think I can. I'm just thinking of Milky Way, maybe. Same reason though. Same type of deal. Basically what he said, but like one of those girls that's like thick and ripped.
Yeah. It's a good time right there.
I'm getting fucking horny, boys. I'm not sure if I'm hungry or
am I gonna fuck a lady or a candy bar? But I'm hard.
I know which one's cheaper.
I would say as far as like allergies go, that would suck more than peanuts. It's probably like high fructose corn syrup or something.
Oh shit! Yeah, that would be
fucked in America probably.
Yeah, that would actually be completely fucked. Actually, I mean, if lactose intolerance counts, it's not the same as your throat
That's just
swelling
an intolerance.
up. But
Yeah. Oh, so you're gonna shit yourself? What? Give me the cheese.
yeah. What do you think I've been doing this whole time?
I'm gonna shit myself anyway. Give me the cheese.
Yeah, that's when you get the cheese curds through the window. If you could make any athlete do steroids, who would it be?
Oh, I thought about this one a lot today.
Yeah?
I want somebody unconventional. Like I want Ichiro to be just
Oh,
Right.
I
You know what
love
mean?
it.
Like, give me something like
Right.
that.
That's such a good
Right?
answer.
That's a
what I
great
want.
answer.
I want Ichiro, or like somebody who's already notoriously like done a bunch of steroids.
Right. I was
Like-
thinking the same thing.
Right,
Like
like max out Barry Bonds, man. Like,
Barry Bonds.
let's get him some more. I would love that.
I was thinking Prince Fielder, but he already I didn't do
That's a
roids.
good one, yeah.
But he would. There's nowhere else. There's no more room. He couldn't
Yeah.
get bigger. Like what would happen? He would hit literal moonshots.
Yeah, how hard can you hit a baseball at a certain point?
Be into orbit, basically.
Have you guys seen the documentary on? I forgot what it's called, but the one with it's about like the Balco scandal, or the biogenesis scandal.
Right.
They have like when they were talking when was it A-Rod or Manny Ramirez was talking about like being able to see the ball bigger. He's like it's like a beach ball out there, and like I never knew that steroids did that, had that effect. Where he was like every single ball looks like a beach ball to me. So they were just crushing those things because their vision was like off the charts. I wonder like those guys who were those crazy hitters. Like a Derek Jeter, just like a hit machine, who's just like, I wonder how many hits he would
that's a
get
good
now,
point.
right?
Jeter on roids would be pretty
Right?
cool too.
Yeah, yeah. Because earlier, I should have thought about it in the way Ponch was thinking about it. Because I was thinking like, oh, Randy Johnson, like he already throws 100.
Oh,
how
right.
fast? But it's like, well, he's already kind of like how much.
Yeah.
How much more can you add to it?
I
Whereas,
was
like,
thinking-
what if Greg Maddux did roids, where it's like, oh shit, he can throw 100 with that
Yeah.
location
Right.
now? Like that's
Right.
Zach Greinke with that EFIS or something? Something like that.
His EVIS goes 20 now.
What? Just stops in time. Yeah. That'd be crazy.
I was thinking Griffey would be because he didn't do steroids and he already put up steroids numbers.
right. And he
So,
never had the frame
He'd hit
that
400
looked-
with 90 homers, you know?
and he never looked particular for one of the home run hitters was never that big because there are guys that didn't do roids like maybe Tomey or Frank Thomas where it's like, yeah, but that guy's huge. Like it's a massive man. Griffey though, he's a slender.
Also,
it's
maybe
all that
doesn't-
swing.
Maybe he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah,
Career's
that's
a
good
little
point.
longer.
Yeah.
Well, it helps you. What is it? It makes you more injury prone, but you recover faster.
Recover
That was like
faster.
right.
Apparently HGH is the move because that's the thing. It's all recovery. And like
That was Ryan Braun's favorite.
Oh yeah, that's a crazy one though. I talked to a guy that did a cycle of HGH. He was like, I felt my jaw change. It was like I had to stop. And
I was turning back into a caveman.
I think there's a 30 for 30 about the 88 Olympics where I think it's 88, maybe it was 84, where Ben Johnson, he broke the 100-meter dash record and then tested positive for roids, but this whole documentary goes through how basically everyone in the competition was roiding.
Yeah,
Like there's
sure.
kind of like the Tour de France is with Lance Armstrong, where it's like you'd have to go down to like the 26th guy to find a clean person. But all those guys, they're wearing braces because their jaws were changing in real time.
Why? What is it?
And
What is
so-
it doing to the jaws?
It's
Why is it so focused on your jaw?
Yeah, I don't know what it makes your head, but you turn into like MODOK and you just like become all face.
right.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what happened. Have you guys seen Zac Efron recently? He's like playing this like bodybuilder in a movie.
Yeah.
And
that was real?
That was real. He obviously is taking steroids, and he's like jacked, and his head and his jaw is huge. And he claims that he fell at home wearing like socks only, and like broke his jaw, which is such horseshit. Like, just like maybe you're taking steroids and you just got a fat.
Why did he
jaw
have to
now.
be wearing only socks?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's too much of a like
need to-
specific answer to
Right.
yeah.
Right. You're
Just trying
protesting
to
too
make me
much.
picture him naked.
Yeah, this is like a risky business thing that you were doing. It's also, yeah.
So I was fucking a Snickers bar on my counter.
But yeah, we all know what the score is. I mean, shit, even like Brock Lesnar, I think, was a great sort of study in steroids because he obviously, I mean, he's a massive athlete anyways, but he did steroids, and then you'd see when he would, because he was switching from WWE to UFC and they had a real testing pool, you'd see when he'd bounce back and forth how his body would change. And you're like, oh, Brock is still big, but like his pecs aren't, you know, they don't have the same lift as usual.
Tony Mandarich is another example of that.
Right, right. You could just sort of tell. So it was, yeah, that's an interesting one. I'm compelled to go with a fighter, but I do think I would go with like Greg Maddux or
You just want to see
Pedro.
death.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is that Barry Bonds hits a ball into the ocean. It doesn't hurt anybody. Somebody getting punched in the
Except for
skull.
you.
That's not.
You're not thinking about the turtles.
It hurts all those people in San Francisco who bought kayaks and weren't ready.
That's always been a dream of mine. I'm a Dodger fan, but that's a dream of mine to go just McCovey Cove and
Kill somebody.
Just kill anybody for that baseball. I would love to do that.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
So yeah, you're a Dodgers fan, a Lakers fan, and a Niners fan. You had to pick all the worst fan bases, didn't you?
Yeah, well, the thing, Dodgers and Lakers were easy because I was in LA. The Clippers suck, and I got to pick the Clippers.
Also,
and you're not going to
how
pick
old
the
are you?
Angels.
I'm 33.
Okay, so
yes.
Kobe and Shaq.
Kobe and Shaq,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. When Shaq got traded, I hated Kobe. I was such a huge Shaq guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally the only jersey I've ever had. Actually, I've had 2 jerseys in my life. I had a Shaq jersey, and I had an Andrew Jones when he was on the Dodgers jersey.
Nice.
I used to
that's
love
pretty cool.
Andrew Jones. So when he came to the Dodgers, I was all in. But no, when he got traded, I was a big Kobe hater, and then obviously Kobe fan later. But yeah, Shaq was my guy, man.
That's funny. On the random jersey front, I was a huge Vince Young fan when he was at Texas. Vince Young is one of my top 5 favorite athletes of all time, just based on what he did at Texas. And he was on the Packers for 11 days. I have a Vince Young
Dude, hell
Packers
yeah,
jersey.
that's awesome. No, I love those.
I
obscure
was like, I
jerseys.
don't even care that it's 13 and the most random
Should be
shit number
collectors right
ever.
there.
Like, I'm getting that.
Of your LA teams, which one, or of your California teams, which one do you love the most? Which one do you get most excited about the wins or most?
I don't see
heartbroken?
basketball anymore as much as I used to. I used to watch basketball all the time. And then, like, when LeBron came over, I don't know, I wasn't as into it as much just because I just kind of fizzled out. But baseball, like, I'll watch it in the background. I'll watch it,
Right.
like, nonstop. Growing up, they used to do $7 Dodger tickets, like, when
Oh,
they used to have,
damn.
like, Paula Duca and Eric Carrows back in the day.
Yeah.
God,
And, like, literally, me and my dad would go for
Jesus.
$7. And yeah, those Cesar Stewart was my favorite player growing up. Him and Rafael Furcal was another Braves guy.
Furcal, yeah.
But yeah, no, I used to be a big Dodgers.
Oh, my God. Was Manny Ramirez on the
Dude.
Dodgers the hottest thing you've ever
Dude,
seen?
when I was in college when that happened, I was so sad when he got busted for roids. Not because I was like ashamed, it's just because like he can't play now.
Yeah.
because Manny Wood was.
He's
nuts.
doing really good.
Yeah.
Let him play.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Manny was top 3 favorite hitters of
Yeah,
mine to
dude,
watch ever.
Same. I love Manny.
That swing was beautiful.
Yeah,
I
and-
really, really, really hate the Dodgers. I love you.
Hey, I
Really?
really hate Ryan Braun because he stole the MVP from Matt Kemp.
Oh,
that was Matt
fucking
Kemp's.
hate Matt
Almost
Kemp.
went 40-40 that year.
that was one of those great MVP races. That's like,
Yeah, it was a good one.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a tough one. But I know the numbers you're
Right,
talking
yeah.
about that Kemp put up.
Literally
that year.
39 and 40 that
So
year.
who do you hate? What team do you hate?
I don't hate too many teams these days. I hate players. I really hate Buster Posey. I despise Buster
I was
Posey.
hoping a giant would
No,
come in.
it's Buster Posey because like he made baseball lame. Because of him, they changed the you can't run into the catcher. Like he made
Yeah.
baseball lame, man. This guy because of this guy, he broke his knee or whatever, his ankle. Who cares? Just move his carcass out of the way, get the next guy up. You know? And now you can't slide.
I
into the
can't
guy.
believe I can't believe you didn't say Bumgarner of all the people.
Nah, it's okay. I feel like he humbled himself with this Arizona stint, and I feel kind of bad
that was
for the guy
pretty.
now.
It was pretty.
Right,
funny.
where it's like,
I hated Mad Bum too.
and that Max Muncy home run was awesome. Just,
Oh, that's my
right,
favorite
just go
Dodgers
get it out of the
moment,
ocean,
probably.
yeah. That's
So
awesome.
let's say what exactly that was for our listeners who are maybe not necessarily sports fans. What happened? Cole?
Oh yeah,
You'll
well
have a
I
good
don't know.
summary.
Yeah, my recollection is Mad Bum threw Muncy just a meatball that one went into the cove.
Yeah, it went into the
right?
water,
Went
yeah.
into the water. Because for the listeners that may not know, in San Francisco, if you're a lefty, you can hit it into the water.
Yeah.
And Bumgarner is one of those red asses that anytime he gives up a run, loses his mind, starts yelling at the guy to, run around the bases faster, which is basically what he did to Muncy, who was trotting at a normal pace. And Muncy, what did he say?
He
Go
said, yeah.
get it out of the
He said,
fucking
he said,
ocean.
if you don't like that, go get it out of the ocean. Yeah.
If you don't like it, go get it out of the fucking ocean.
And that's exactly it, too. And I feel like all the great pitchers we grew up with, if they gave up something like that, even guys I didn't like Clemens, they would just, steal down harder.
Yeah,
they wouldn't give a
yeah.
shit about your fucking trot around the bases. They would be like, well, that's the only run I'm giving up today. So,
Those
Yeah,
unwritten rules, man. Stupid.
right. Especially when you're, trying to find a place to... That's what it felt like with Mad Bum. This guy's not even running slow. If you're going to do, the 30-second trot, okay.
I feel like this is a good transition into our next question, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just ask it.
Okay.
If you could end any athlete's career tragically,
Ooh.
who would it be and how would you do it? I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
I after he takes 65% of his snaps this year, I would have Aaron Rodgers die of COVID.
Hey, you know what's funny? We had the same exact one. I literally thought the same thing. I hate Rodgers, especially
Same here.
this whole like I'm immunized thing. So yeah, I chose him, and I also chose Kyrie Irving. I want him to fall off. I want Kyrie Irving to fall off the end of the earth and just be like, oh wait, it really was flat. And then he's dead. Yeah. That would be good.
At least he died right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, those are fantastic. I can't top either of those. I think on the Kyrie track, I would go. I'm killing James Harden, and I'm just
Yeah.
I'm sneaking up on him
Kill
and
him
his beard
twice for
with
me,
some
'cause I
cheese
fucking
wire.
hate him.
Yeah, and a walk-in
Yes,
fridge.
make him shave first.
Yeah, because I think you're gonna miss the neck if he has the beard going. It's like, oh shit, I just got his chin. Yeah.
I'm like Joe Rogan. He's over the chin. He's over the chin. No, between like, I don't know if you guys care as much because Chris, you know this. Like, I'm all for like player empowerment. Like, you go the place you want to play. Like, get the money you want. Do what you got to do. But when you like force your way to like a third and fourth team,
right.
It's like,
Just be a
okay,
dick.
man. Like, this is kind of
And
nuts.
now
like,
he wants to go back to like an original team that he forces.
yeah, it's like,
like-
we're going to Houston.
Yeah.
Being a
because-
prick for a guy who's 20% of his career scoring was fucking free throws
Right. It just
and
like
doesn't play defense.
well, yeah. There's a reason.
Fuck off.
There's a reason the man has 0 rings. Let's
Fuck
be clear.
Yeah, no, that's
off.
fair.
But yeah, those are your two. Your guys' two were very well thought out.
The 65% of the snaps is important though, because I still want that first
You
round.
need
pick.
that draft pick.
Yeah,
He's looking good in those Hard Knocks episodes. You guys been watching that?
I have not.
can't think of anything I'd rather see.
Man,
less.
I actually don't usually like Hard Knocks except for Liev Schreiber. But as a Niner fan, I wanted to see Robert Saleh, who's I think is a great coach.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do too.
I agree.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, Aaron Rodgers, they're doing like a bunch of like quarterback competition, like hit the pylon with the ball, and he's just money every single time.
Yeah, he is still that.
He's
guy,
great
you know?
unless he's playing the Niners.
Yeah, no, dude, no. Which
Yeah,
to be
you guys
fair,
were-
yeah.
It
Won the
seems
last-
like you'd love him.
You knocked
Yeah, well.
you knocked Rodgers out of the playoffs 4 times in a row. I think that's our
Something like
last
that,
4
yeah.
playoffs losses. Who's counting though?
I really hope the only scenario in which I see him play more than 65% of his snaps without dying from COVID is the Jets go to the Super Bowl just to lose to the Niners.
Oh,
That would be awesome.
Just so Rodgers can not beat the
Louise.
Niners again.
That
in
would
the
be
playoffs.
awesome. Well, that was one of the things on the episode. They had a hypnotist or like a magician, and he predicted.
Okay, clearly
he-
he's on the
Aaron Rodgers, what's your greatest fear? The 49ers.
49ers.
Bosa.
Yeah, he predicted Jets over Niners in the Super Bowl. So we'll see how that.
Well, we know that's wrong.
Yeah.
Even if those are the two teams, we know the outcome's wrong.
Yeah, the outcome. Yeah, it was like the Niners part I could get behind.
That fucking fool. I trust Brett Favre more in the playoffs.
Oh,
than
dude,
that
that's one of my favorite players too. That wasn't a Niner. I used to love Brett Favre. I used to think he was the greatest player.
I've
who
never
ever
liked you more than
Dude, Brett Favre was my guy. When he used to break like Antonio Freeman's fingers and stuff,
Right,
with
yeah.
just like these bullets trying to like squeeze it into quadruple coverage. Like I used to love Brett Favre. Big,
Right.
That's definitely
big
a
Brett
guy-
Favre guy.
That's one of those quarterbacks that makes watching the game fun because he's going for it. Like
Right.
he's either going to throw a backbreaker or. But
Oh, yeah.
if you're like a Bengals fan at home, you're just watching like uninterested. You're like, holy shit!
Look at this guy. He's throwing it fucking hard. He doesn't even care about that guy's hands. I mean, I know Brett Favre is a fucking idiot. Like, outside of the sport, like, just the guy, it's like, dude, somebody take his phone away. Like, this guy is
Yeah.
getting in trouble.
Yeah.
But I've never enjoyed watching somebody play any sport
Yeah,
more than
Brett
him.
Favre.
Maybe Giannis. But
Giannis.
Brett Favre was different. Who is your? Because I was just thinking with Rodgers being like my least favorite person that's ever played for the Packers. Who's your least favorite person in one of your favorite teams? Who is somebody you're like, fuck, I cannot wait?
Yeah,
until
you know,
they're
this
gone?
one's easy because I feel like he turned his career around, but I used to hate Alex Smith, man. Alex Smith was a
yeah.
bust. I know he had like 7 different coordinators in 7 different years.
Wait, this is last year with the Niners. Didn't he beat the Saints in the playoffs for you
Yeah,
guys?
he went, but we replaced him with Colin Kaepernick, and Colin Kaepernick took us to the Super Bowl.
Oh, I hated him. Not even politically. He
He
fucking
would, yeah.
ran all over.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
completely based
Those
on
long
just getting
strides,
ruined.
yeah.
It was based on.
Yeah,
It was based on Clay Matthews continuing to not keep the edge.
He also, the man was all limbs. That
Oh,
was the
yeah.
guy
He
with
was just,
just
long,
always just
yeah.
legs and arms going up the field.
You're being beat by Inspector Gadget.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna say Alex Smith, man, because that guy, like, everything was forgiven all of a sudden when he went to the Chiefs with Andy Reid. But I was like, no, man, this guy, it was a lot his fault when he was on the Niners. He was not good.
Right. It took a long time for him to turn that corner into being like an above average league quarterback.
I did feel bad when he broke his leg, though. That was pretty terrible.
Yeah, and that wasn't even just a normal like, oh, you broke your leg. It's like,
that
oh,
was-
you almost had to get an amputation. It's
Yeah.
crazy. He came back, and obviously he came back for kind of like a mediocre few games, but the fact that he even just got back on the field was like, all right, you get the SB or whatever, comeback player of the
you want
year.
comeback player of the year, yeah. Which is another lame award. It's probably gonna go to Hamlin this year. And look, no disrespect to Hamlin, but that guy's not that good. Right? I'm just sorry. He was never that good. Obviously, I'm happy he's healthy. But
Right.
if he wins the award next year, I'm gonna be like, that's a bunch of bull.
Came back from being fourth string to
Yeah.
fourth string.
I guess he was legally dead, so that's a pretty good comeback.
That is a true comeback. That is the definition.
Yeah, fucking cheap though. All you got to do to win an award these days is have a heart attack.
Have a heart attack.
Can't wait till I see my award in the mail.
I liked last year when Gino won the comeback player of the year award in a very rare way, which is just you sucked for a long time.
Oh shit, you it was a decent year. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost always an illness or something. But no, for him it was just turning the corner.
Yep. Just need Pete Carroll and some weapons, I guess.
Yeah, not playing for the Jets does wonders for
Not
you.
getting punched in the mouth helps. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I still remember that guy's name, Ike Enempali.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know it is because he destroyed Gino's jaw for $600. All right, Chris. I think I know where you're going with this, but I'm gonna log.
Oh
up
my
your-
god, is this the fucking? I was ranting about this to you yesterday. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
I got
neighbors.
these fucking neighbors, man. They're Russian, and I am about to say some negative things about Russians, but I,
I
feel
think
like with
politically
everything
it's
that's
kind
going
of
on,
okay.
right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
it's
timely
kind of in
stuff.
vogue.
Yeah.
You know, and I look like one. So anyway, we have some Russians next door. One thing about Russians that they don't really tell you when they move in next door. Not a lot of volume control on these folks. I don't know if it's the vodka. I get a little shouty when I have a little too much vodka too. But fuck's sakes, I thought the Svechnikovs were moving in next door, not the entirety of Moscow. Oh my God, they're so fucking loud, and they're building a house, right? So there's the house next to mine, and there's some space, and then my house, and they're like, we could put a house in that space right there. There's maybe 5 feet between the wall of my bedroom and where they're building this house. They start at 8 in the morning. They finish at 8 at night. I haven't even seen an actual construction crew work those hours. And it's just these two Russian guys with power tools.
They're not even building anything. They're just
Shouting at each
drunk.
other.
They're just drunk playing with power tools.
Yeah, huge wood delivery, but nothing done.
And I've said this before. Cole doesn't believe that this is true. He thinks I made it up or just watched too many hockey documentaries. I don't believe that Russian men wear shirts if they don't have to. I just don't. I don't think they do. At most, they're wearing a wife beater. I just feel like that's their uniform.
Yeah.
Track pants, wife beater, or just boxers, no shirt. That's what's happening. So we have these two guys next door, no shirt on, doing construction, of course, and they're like in good shape. And obviously my wife is into Russian-looking dudes. And so they're just out there sweating with their muscles, building a house in front of my fucking wife.
All right, well now we're getting to the real issue.
Yeah,
You
there we go.
kidding me? This is it. So no, it's like I get it. Like she's looking, and I'm like, what am I? Of course, like I don't know what the equivalent would be. Like a bikini barista making beef stroganoff while showing me her butthole, like that. Yeah, I'm gonna look.
Or you've just got two bikini baristas building a house. Like, damn, they got a wide skill
There's
set.
got to be buttholes, and there's got to be beef stroganoff. But the other day, they started playing music so fucking loud that I was clear on the other side of my house with every door in between us closed, and I could hear it clearly. And it's not like it's Russian music.
Nice.
So I can't fucking understand it either.
No melody, just.
It's just the Tetris song over and over.
Why does this sound like a song about gutting a fish for breakfast? I know this is weird. But yeah, so they're just playing their music so fucking loud, man. And so I've been getting good sleep. And
You're turning into the cranky old neighbor.
yeah, I'm a cranky old man. Yeah. Have you ever had like an obnoxious
Yeah, it makes
neighbor
you cranky,
experience?
man. In my last apartment, my upstairs neighbor, she would leave her music on.
Oh no.
And like she would leave for the day, and like sometimes she would like sleep at her boyfriend's house or something. So like the whole night, I would just hear like a very faint just bass, boom,
Oh,
boom,
fuck.
boom. And it would be so frustrating. Or not, I used to also live right next to the laundry. So like people would do laundry at like 2 a.m, and I would literally just pop out of my door and I'm like, "Hey man, it's 2 a.m. Stop doing fucking laundry right now." Like, I'm trying. I can literally hear that shit.
But I shit my pants.
Yeah.
But it's meth night. Don't you know?
But yeah, man, it makes you lose your mind when you can't get any sleep because somebody's being too loud and you have no control over it. Yeah.
We had 2 neighbors across the street when I was growing up. This was on 73rd and 24th by the Philadelphia Church. Across the street, there's these 2 drug-addicted folks. I think they based on my family experience, they had all the crack sort of symptoms. But like during the day, they'd put out bikes for sale for like 12 minutes at a time, and then they'd get cold feet and be like, "That's a pretty sweet bike, actually. I'm gonna keep that thing." So they just sort of go through this cycle.
No, they saw the owner go by.
But they would do these things that were nice people, and they'd come around the neighborhood, like knock on people's doors, like shoot the shit. It's like whatever. They're not hurting anybody. But they would do these things that were, I guess I'd call them accidentally haunting, where like one night they were playing Johnny Cash records really loud, and it turned out to be a broken record, so it started to repeat the same. So here in Folsom, here in Folsom, here in Folsom, and like, because they're so methed out, they don't change it for like 45 minutes. It's like, guys, I'm going to go over there and
Man, I feel like this line has been going forever.
Yes. You like when Johnny just jams like this? Like, dude, this isn't a dead song.
He thinks it's a fish song.
Yeah. But there was one time I was walking past the house and they were out like doing their rounds, and I walked past a neighbor and look over, and they're both in their back door. Like they've got their front door, but they got a little back porch area, and they're both peeking out there, trying not to interact with the meth folks. And I see them and they look at me and they're like, all right. Like, but yeah, they're good people though. Did no harm. Chris, I'm just going to do this too. Walmart.
Oh my God. What are your guys' thoughts on Walmart?
Walmart. I used to go to Walmart a lot with my mom as a kid. Now that I don't have to, I don't. So there's that.
See, that's where
That's
I've
my
been
goodwill
at
rules, yeah.
with Walmart. I hadn't been to a Walmart in approaching 15 years. And the only time we'd ever went, my parents used to own a house in Idaho, and in the city that they owned this house in, that was the only place to shop for anything. And so I fucking loved Wally World because all I knew was I was going to the toy section while mom was getting the groceries, and I was sneaking stuff into the cart. You know what I mean? So I always got hella shit at Walmart. I love it. I'm like, you kidding me? Look at these prices. How could I'm losing money if I don't get this remote control submarine. And so I went to Walmart last Sunday in Marysville. And so I'm expecting the worst of the fucking worst. I'm expecting 4 teeth combined walking in. And holy fucking shit, there were some honeys in there. I don't use the phrase honeys. I never have in my life. But I don't know what else to say. I was caught off guard, dude. I was caught off guard. I was like babbling in front of Kate. I was there with my wife. And I was just like, she's like, what? I was like, there's a lot of MILFs here. I didn't know what else to say. It was like, what is happening? They all have like 8 kids and they're still on. This is crazy. What's happening here? But yeah, the price. I know that they're like putting small businesses under and all that, but I kind of fucking like Walmart now. I didn't know that they had some crazy deals on stuff I can't even get at Costco.
Yeah, it's not up to you to look out for the small business owner, unless you're a small business owner yourself. You know,
My parents are, but I mean they don't
Yeah.
sell
It's
anything.
not about like recycling in the environment. It's like, why is it up to me to like fix climate change?
I've made this argument forever.
Right? It's like, no, fuck that. You can buy gasoline on Amazon, but I gotta like compost my banana peel. You can go to hell. No, I'm not doing it.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Anyway, so I like Walmart now.
Well,
I
perhaps
saw
these small businesses just needed to have more honeys.
Yeah.
to help out the old business model.
I felt dumb even saying it just now. I've never said honeys before, but that's on the nose. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a nice, polite phrase.
I've also
right
been
there.
feeling very nostalgic lately. I don't know if I'm having a
you
midlife
drink
crisis.
water from the garden
If
hose
I'm
and
having a
all
midlife crisis, I'm dead at 64, and that's a little depressing. But yeah, I've just a bunch like we went out on the boat with my parents. We rented a boat for my mom's birthday, and we used to do that a lot as a kid. I started getting back into NASCAR recently because when I was at Walmart, shocker, I saw
Right.
a
You
Walmart
saw
shirt,
some Duck
and
Dynasty
dude,
flip-flops.
this shirt, I'm still thinking about it. All the shirt says is raising hell, praising Dale, and I'm like, that doesn't
raise hell, praise Dale. Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
yeah. No,
It
that's
doesn't even rhyme. And I was like, if you're Southern,
is-
that rhymes. Holy shit, raising hell and praising Dale.
This is established. Yeah.
Anyway, so I bought the shirt.
this is gospel.
The
yeah.
dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was like, I have to have that. That is amazing.
I'm going to transition us into the next topic here. 90s expansion teams.
Speaking of nostalgia.
Right. Because I think the 90s expansion teams had the best fucking jerseys out of all of the eras of expansion teams. Like, all of the teams had the Wildberry Pop-Tart color scheme.
Yeah, like what was that Jaguars color? I couldn't even
Yeah.
tell you what that color was.
Like, the Charlotte Hornets had that exact, like, purple and blue combo.
a color where you can't say what the color is exactly like.
Right.
I don't know. I guess it's if you asked me what the Jaguars color was, I was like, I guess green. I don't know. Aqua.
Yeah. It's the color Alonzo Mourning wears.
Yeah,
Okay?
if
It's that
green
one.
was
Right.
blue.
That's right.
Yeah, I feel like if you're an expansion team, it's because all the colors are probably gone already. So you're just
Gotta
stuck
make
with-
your own.
You got to start. Yeah,
Right, like all the
mixing some
teams you
stuff,
root
yeah.
for, Ponch, they're all like classic. Like the Dodgers, that's one of the most established.
Yeah, I love that
color
red.
schemes.
The red just numbers on the front is like, it's like Dodger blue is a thing, but it's just
Right.
like that red pops, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, that is an absolute. Or like we've talked about, even though they're far from my favorite team, like the Steelers. You see those iconic, like black and yellow.
I
It's just
love
easy.
old school uniforms. Love them. Cowboys whites, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the Packers, like 80s Niners jerseys. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
pretty much every Niners jersey along the way I've loved. They have great
Best
uniforms.
jersey in all of sports is Raiders, hands down.
Raiders?
That classic black
Ra-
on that gray, man, I think is the best.
Really?
Raiders is a really strong one.
I
'Cause
say
it
Houston
embodied
Oilers.
I liked the Oilers a lot, and then there was one we were talking about recently that is just I do like the Chargers powder blues.
Yes.
And then runner up, not as good as those, but the Buccaneer creamsicles. Those
Yeah.
but those teams were awful.
Also, give me any team with a white helmet. I love me a white helmet.
Yeah, agreed. Have you seen the Bills' new white helmet?
Oh
That
yeah,
looks pretty-
that is nice.
pretty
That is
sick.
nice.
Yeah.
The Bills actually, they do have
That,
pretty good.
as
white
much as I hate the
jerseys.
Patriots, that white helmet with the fucking Patriot guy.
Oh, yeah,
on
the
it.
old-
Oh, beauty.
Yeah.
Love that. Oilers, obviously. Again, powder blue jerseys, white helmet. Come on. Come
I
on.
didn't even have a bunch of jokes for this segment. Just wanted to jack off to
Yeah.
color schemes
Let's
here.
talk about
Blues.
clothes.
All right, we've got about 10 minutes, so I'm going to keep us moving. So, Ponch, I wanted to bring you in on this story that I shared with Chris yesterday. So, a woman wrote to the New York Times asking for advice, and this was relationship advice that was a bit unconventional. In short, her and her husband, who were splitting up, they had a dog. Somewhere along the way, they decided, we love this dog so much, we're cloning this dog. They spend 50 grand cloning the dog.
50?
50 G's.
Oh, I thought it was 5. Who the fuck has 50? Buy a dog. Buy another dog.
The type of person subscribing to the New York Times.
Christ, I didn't even read the article right, and I was like, this has to be in the podcast.
Yeah, I'd already gone through my free articles, so
Jesus.
I just read the blurb. But and so the question was, the lady had admitted, he spent more of the $50,000. We're splitting up. He wants to take the cloned dog. I think it's part of my dog that I still have, so I want to keep it. And it's like, this is like a moral question.
Just fighting for the clone. Yeah. Poor dog's in the corner just whimpering, and he's like,
I'm a real dog.
I wonder what the dog who got cloned thought when younger him walked in. Like, what in the fuck is going? This is like weirdest Twilight Zone ever. I can't wait.
One
to
of
come
two
down
things.
from
You're
these
either
drugs.
thinking, all right, they're going to kill me, or you're thinking they got me organ replacements. They're going to keep me alive forever. They're just going to keep cloning.
Oh, he's
got
got to be really stressing the breakup
Well,
then.
when you clone the dog, does it like take its personality? Like how much of the right? Because at that point, you just get another dog of the same breed.
Right,
Right.
exactly. And
That's
that's
what
the
I
problem.
was saying. Like, if I ran one of these cloning places, be like, yeah, it's $50,000, and then I go buy another dog for $1,000. There you go. Yeah, this
It
black
looks
lab looks
exactly the
just like
same.
him, huh?
That's hilarious.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's a question. I mean, I don't think we'll ever be dropping. Anybody in this room will be dropping $50,000 on a clone dog.
On
but
anything.
yeah,
Can't even buy a fucking house. Clone a dog.
Yeah, people
You
are-
just got fuck you money at that point. You got leftover money if you're doing shit like that. Nobody loves a dog that much.
You could
if you do,
rescue
you're
a-
fucking that dog. Like there's something wrong.
Also, I mean, with that kind of money, and I'm rarely going to be like trying to tug at people's heartstrings, but seriously, you could rescue at least, a handful of dogs and not bring a new one. Yeah, boo, nerd. Save your altruism for someone who cares. Chris, did you have engagement stories?
Yeah, you got engaged recently, right?
Yeah, I'm engaged. I'm getting married in 3 weeks.
Oh,
Very cool.
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
How
awesome.
did you propose?
I did. I proposed.
How'd you do it?
It was lame. I was like at the house, like on the couch,
How much clothes did you have on?
like in my boxers, I think.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no shirt. Literally, we're just chilling on the couch, and I was like, I didn't even have a ring.
Did she swallow when you were like,
Yeah, and I was like, that's it. This is the one. If I had $50,000, I'd clone you for sure.
oh, yeah, then you'd have two.
Yeah,
That's
well-
two wives to pay for.
No, so I didn't have a ring, and she said yes, and I was.
All I got's this chili ring.
Yeah. It's funny. When I did buy her an engagement ring, it broke.
What?
Yeah, I bought her one online. She was like, I want this one. And I was like, okay, cool. I bought her the one she wanted. And it was just like, very fairly priced ring. And then it broke like in 2 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
Explodes,
Yeah.
catches on fire. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's, she still wants to get married, so that's fine.
That's fine.
Cool. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, but that's I had a little bit of an issue with my ring as well because I mentioned this to you before. I'm a big Packer fan. This was in 2016 when the Packers went on that huge run the table run where it was like we were dead to rights, like missing the playoffs.
Yeah, and then Rodgers
four
came
and
back.
six.
Yeah, Rodgers just caught on fire, and it was just ridiculous the whole rest of the way. And so the Packers get into the playoffs, and we had already been to a game. We try to go to a game at Lambeau every year. We had already been, and the Packers get in, and I look, and playoff tickets are like $60 because it was going to be like 5 degrees.
Okay, well, yeah, that's cheap as shit.
And so I was like, we should go. And she hasn't experienced 5 degrees before, so she doesn't really know how cold that really is. But so, yeah, I proposed to her at the most romantic place on earth, Lambeau Field.
Lambeau.
And luckily the Packers won, or I was going to have to do it again. But yeah, that's how you. When did you propose to Ashley?
Last year proposed at the beach, Pacific Beach, where we go, and
Loser.
I waited. My opportunity to surprise her was when one of the dogs took a shit, because I knew she'd have to turn.
Wait, and the ring was in the
Yeah,
shit.
but made the dog eat it, and then it was like, later on it's gonna come out.
Taking the words out of my mouth, guys. But when she came back to get a poop bag, that's when I surprised her with the. So she said yes, and then it's like, all right, I got to go pick up this dog shit. But we're down there for the dogs. There wasn't another time to really, work in the surprise.
Was she
I also-
surprised?
Not really, because I had to lie to her about buying the ring a few weeks before.
I hate lies. I
Yeah.
hate it.
I had to go pick it up in Ellensburg. So I was like, I'm going to Ellensburg to get something for your birthday.
I had a whole fucking thing with my ring, too, because I find out we're going to this playoff game, and I decided in my head I'm proposing at Lambeau. So I had 3 days to come up with the money for this ring, go buy this ring, and get there.
Right.
And so I go to Ben Bridge. She had a friend who worked there, so I could get a discount. She's like, cool, well, this will be over from, well, it was like Bremerton or so. I was going to have to take a ferry to get there. She's like, it'll be here in 4 days. I was like, I need it tonight. Like, I need to leave with this. She's like, well, you're going to have to go to Bremerton. We had, like, dinner plans that night. So I had to lie to her and be like, oh, I have to go get something for work. And I had to get on a fucking ferry and back in, like, 2.5 hours. Oh, it was craziness.
Yeah. Yeah. That's always,
I wish it would have just fucking broke. It would have been way
Yeah,
easier.
just got it online. Just came in the mail later.
All right, guys. I think we're down to our last few minutes here. So Gucci or Greasy?
We should explain this.
Yeah, a little segment where we just decide if something is good or not good.
Yeah,
Good to
good,
go.
Gucci, greasy, no go.
So, as a Dodgers fan, you should have an answer for this, I think. Gucci or Greasy leaving before the end of the baseball game. Is that an okay thing to do? Is that a lame thing to do?
I think that's okay to do. I think if you miss out on an epic comeback, you deserve it.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That
Yeah.
totally comes with the territory. But one, yeah, LA is notorious for that just because, also the Dodger Stadium is like in the top of a hill, which is stupid. The traffic is insane. It's like the dumbest traffic ever. You can't take an Uber. It's like, yeah, it's so dumb. But also, I feel like, especially going to Mariners games before they were good, like, I love that it's just like a cheap cover fee for like a club that you want to get into that happens to have a baseball game.
Right.
Walk around the whole
sell
stadium.
hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Just walk around the
You
whole
sound
stadium.
like a
yeah.
Marlins fan to me.
But yeah, I think it's okay.
Right.
In baseball. In baseball only, though. No other sport I think you can leave early.
Yeah, I think baseball is...
I agree with. Well, I say it's greasy across the board. I definitely agree. You can't leave early in any other sport, but baseball, it's like if it's 8-0, it's like okay, I can probably leave. But I just won't. It's like I paid for this. I want to see the end. Like there's nothing else. I would only do the beginning part of. Like I'm not going to watch the first 45 minutes of a movie and then not watch the ending. Like that's the part I paid for seeing the outcome of this. I didn't pay to enjoy half of it.
That's fair. I mean, I do both. Like the last game I went to stayed through the last few I've been to. I stayed through the end, but then there are other times where it's like the 8th inning, it's already 6-2, and I'm like, I can't buy another beer here. That's that drives.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say how much that drives.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
leaving early is how many beers.
I've been there on games where the Mariners haven't been playing the Brewers. Yeah, like if it's not a Brewers game, it changes a little bit. But if it's a good game, like yeah, I'm not going to leave.
Yeah, it's like
I'm not going to say I
Mariners,
haven't
White
done
Sox.
it before, but yeah, if it's like not really a good game and there's no more beer, then I'm probably out of here.
All right, I'm going to move us into our last couple here. We're going to This Week in History, which, Ponch, this is basically just an excuse for another couple Tinderella questions. So, August 26, 1955, the first edition of the Guinness World Records book is published. Question, what's the dumbest fucking record you've ever seen? If you've got something for this.
Long nails, I think. That's pretty
Oh, damn it! You got me! That's what I had!
That's really good. Yeah, long nails.
Amazing, Paul. That's exactly what I had, was the guy with the enormously long
On
nails.
90 Day Fiance, which I just kind of outed myself on watching that, but on 90 Day Fiance, there's this woman who wanted to set, who didn't have it, wanted to set
Oh, this is an aspiration.
an aspirational record, the longest hula hooping. And so they like showed her practicing all the time, and it was just like, okay, it's kind of fascinating, but the fuck are you doing? Why? How does this guide your life?
How long is the...
Yeah, what's the record?
It's got to be something stupid,
It was
right?
like a day.
Oh, my
Jesus
God!
Christ, yeah.
It's like 25 hours or something she was shooting
Jesus.
for.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, it was nuts. That's really dumb.
Well, yeah, you're
Hold
dedicating
a cool
your-
record. What are you doing?
Well, hold a record. Somebody
Eat a bunch
might
of hot
remember your-
dogs.
Yeah, I know the hot dog guy's name. I'm not going to know the hula hooping person. Joey Chestnut, hot dog man. Hula hoop lady, do not
Hot
know.
dog man. Why doesn't he have? He should have some sort of branding like Johnsonville. Give me the chestnut dogs.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, that's a good point.
You should
what are we
reach
doing?
out to him, Chris. You might have a.
I don't have hot dogs
Looking
on
for some
offer.
management. Yeah.
We still need a hot dog person,
You got
not
like at
just a
least a
middleman.
$300 idea. There. Okay. Last question. We'll wrap up the show. Netflix is launched as a DVD rental service August 29th, 1997. So 26 years ago. Do you have any fond memories of the DVD rental days? Doesn't have to be Netflix. Can just be
DVD
any.
rental.
Can just be any trip to the.
I never rented DVDs, but I do have one issue with DVDs. I used to watch. I told you about my box of porn DVDs, right?
But
That we had like
it's a good unit of measurement.
this community table at my apartment building when I was moving out. Like you could just leave. We called it the swap meet. And so you'd leave stuff there.
Well framed.
It would be gone when you came back. Anyway, so my box of porn, I left it there. Anyway, I had a bunch of porn DVDs. When I was in college, I did in fact enjoy to view these on my laptop. But then when I was done viewing them, I'd get really sleepy, and I wouldn't bother taking them out of my laptop. Problem was I also used my laptop for school. So more than once, I opened my laptop in class, and pornography
We've
came
all been
on.
there.
We've all.
I remember showing my vaccine card when that was a thing on my phone. I'm like, oops, just scroll past that one there. Yeah.
You what?
I had to making my favorite just so I wouldn't get into trouble. Yeah, I do remember enjoying when in college when people would have the DVDs. Like the Netflix DVDs, it was because they never returned them. So we had a collection of unreturned Netflix envelopes, and it was some good stuff. And there was that movie, Uncle Buck was one of them. I remember.
Oh shit!
That was a great one. There was a lot of old school comedies like that. Plane, Trains, and Automobiles was another one.
A lot of John Candy.
Yeah, a lot of John Candy there. Yeah,
John Candy was awesome.
I think my fond memory of I used to copy DVDs all the time, so I had a ream of some good early 2000s theft of internet. But my favorite was Netflix and Scarecrow Video were the only two places in Washington State that you could easily find the movie Cannibal Holocaust on DVD.
Cannibal Holocaust. That's
Yeah,
great.
it's aptly named, I guess. This movie is fucking bananas.
It's just a lot of people swallowing gum.
I don't know what this has to do with.
Swallocaust. And we have our episode title.
Cannibal Swallocaust. Yikes. But yeah, we were 12 and it was oh shit, we could rent this off Netflix thinking oh, we'll watch this edgy, crazy movie. It's one of those banned movies. It was so crazy that the director was actually arrested on homicide charges because they thought that he had murdered his own actors until he demonstrated how he pulled off some of the tricks. But I just distinctly remember this because we watched it and we were not able to make jokes. We were just shaken. It was we'll go do this thing. And then at the end, we're oh my God.
Will somebody walk me home?
Yeah, I've got the 1,000-yard stare. So I miss those days where you just pick out a fucking movie. Because I feel now, with Uber Eats, with picking out a movie.
Well,
you get into
titles
the
were a lot more
analysis.
important then.
Well, you get into the analysis paralysis where you're arguing over what fucking great restaurant you're going to have for 45 minutes or what movie you're going to watch for an hour. Back then, it's fucking pick one, man.
Yeah.
It closes in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So grab from dusk till dawn and let's go. But yeah, I think that's it for our episode, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun, Ponch. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank
have
you so
anything,
much.
you have anything coming up you want to?
Yeah, please do.
I'm at Laughs later today, but then after that, nothing for a while. In December, I'll be opening for B'nai Vaca at Laughs. That should
Cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that one. Yeah,
Please, what,
Yeah,
do you have
this is
the,
great.
do you have the dates?
It's December 8th weekend, so the 8th and the 9th, I think.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, get out and see Ponch if you're a local. If you're not, I don't
You're
know,
missing out.
do something else. Thank you guys for listening again. I don't know what to say. It's been crazy how many people
thanks
are
for having
listening.
me, man.
And,
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming.
yeah, very cool to have you on. I'm glad we got to talk some sports. Buy our koozies. We still have too many, way too many. And keep listening. Thank you guys very much. And yeah, love you. Bye.
Sweet.